So two new countries have just ditched the US dollar. That is a huge, huge problem. And many normal people, average Americans, are asking, why should I be so concerned about a country halfway across the world ditching the US dollar? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The more countries that ditch the US dollar, the less valuable our currency becomes. And as it loses its value, people are going to stop trading in US currency, which also for the average person who has any money invested into the stock market, well, you could lose some of your money as well. So I want to break down what's going on, which new countries have just ditched the US dollar, one of which is the third largest in the world in regards to one specific category. And I want to explain why this could impact us in a huge, huge way. So make sure you stick around for this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. But all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So which two countries have just ditched the US dollar? Well, let's look at this. It says BRICS, two new countries agree to ditch the US dollar. But which countries are those? Well, let's get right down to it. And let's talk about what just happened. It says BRICS, India and Nigeria agree to use local currencies, not US dollar, for trade. It says on the heels of the de-dollarization agenda, BRICS member India and the African nation Nigeria have agreed to use local currencies for bilateral trade and not the US dollar. The two countries officially signed a trade agreement where the majority of payments will be settled in local currencies, ditching the US dollar. Obviously, that's a problem. One of the reasons why that is a problem, just for India's sake, okay, just to give you an idea. In 2024, India was the third largest consumer of crude oil. They're behind the United States and China. Obviously, they are a massive, massive consumer, especially India. I believe just in 2023, they were needing to import, I think, like 85 to 90% of all their oil. Okay, that's huge. 85 to 90%. That's a massive, massive loss. Especially when they are now going to just deal with local currencies. Okay, I want to show you a few things. Look at this. This is just from a week ago. It says, prepare for US dollar collapse, the IMF warns. Okay, the International Monetary Fund. They're warning that the dollar is going to collapse. And I want to be very clear on this. If all these other countries start using their local currencies and not the US dollar, it's going to devalue the dollar, even more so than it has been. And this is going to cause many people to panic. They're going to start pulling money from the stock market, from their investments. They're going to hoard cash. They're just going to hold on to all the money that they possibly can get their hands on. Here's the problem. You're going to take that money and you're going to put it away into savings. Guess what? That money is going to lose its value just sitting there. Okay? It's going to lose its value. Now, I want to read something to you. Okay? It says, the BRICS bloc is working to develop a new BRICS currency to replace the US dollar, alongside local currencies between nations. So again, they want their own currency. And we've heard from many successful people, from many billionaires, from financial experts, from economists, and they're all telling us the same thing. If the BRICS currency goes through, the US dollar is going to collapse. It will be almost instantaneously. The US dollar is going to just plummet. Now, one thing I want to show you, okay? I want to show you this. It says, and this is just from today, it says BRICS ditches US dollar, settles a $4 billion trade in local currencies. Now, again, as more countries opt to use their local currency and not the US dollar, and why would people even do that? What's the big difference now? Well, the number one reason why many countries want to move away from the US dollar is for one main reason. We've seen this with Russia. We've seen this with other countries as well. India, Iran. A lot of countries. But the United States, one of the things that the U.S. can do is they can sanction other countries, and by sanctioning other countries, then we pretty much are blocking them from trading in U.S. currency. Well, if all you are trading with is U.S. currency and you get blocked, you can't do anything. But the United States is not going to block somebody from trading in rupees. So that's where things are different. Now I want to read a couple things to you really quick. Look at this one right here. It says BRICS member India and Russia ditched the US dollar and settled payments worth $4 billion in local currencies. Russian exporters purchased Indian-made arms and equipment for defense purposes and cleared the payment using the rupee. The US dollar played no role in the cross-border trade, making local currencies the sole beneficiary of the transaction. It says the BRICS alliance kickstarted the de-dollarization agenda and is moving in the direction of using local currencies to cross-border transactions. And where's the last one? One last thing I want to show you. Again, this is happening. We are seeing this all over the place. I want to read you this one last one. It says the Russian exporters held $8 billion in reserves in India's special Vostro bank account for global exchange of trade settlement. Now, 50% of the funds have been used to settle arms payments in the rupee with India. Another $4 billion is parked in the account, and a new trade settlement could be initiated in the coming months. The development gives the local currencies of BRICS a boost in the global market and not the US dollar. Again, all the other currencies are seeing a boost. The US dollar is being devalued. This is why people like Robert Kiyosaki keep saying that the dollar is going to collapse. This is why some billionaires are pulling money out of the banks. They're pulling money out of the stock market. They're investing it into businesses. They're investing that into real estate in a time when business valuations are sky high. Real estate is expensive. You wouldn't think they're going to park their money in it. But at the same time, they believe that parking their money in an asset like a business or real estate makes more financial sense than leaving it in the stock market or leaving it in a bank where the dollar is going to be devalued and could just come crumbling down. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know which other countries are going to be added to the BRICS countries, these BRICS nations. But as of right now, I'm a little concerned because I don't know what's going to happen. We see the writing on the wall. We know many countries are not satisfied with what the Biden administration has been doing, and they want to figure out a way to kind of separate themselves. Well, the more countries that do that, the more pressure it puts on the US dollar. So, we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is this is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one.